Hey guys, Justin here with S&S Archery. Today I'm out here doing a spring training hike, trying to get ready for bear season, but I wanted to take some time and go over this Swarovski ATC and STC Compact Spotting Scope. All right guys, getting started in today's gear video. In front of me I have the ATC Compact Spotting Scope from Swarovski. If you're looking for obviously something small, compact, lightweight, but you want to be able to really reach out, see what you're looking at, have kind of the ultimate package in one spotter, this might be it. So before we get into performance, we'll just hit on some specs. We'll go in and out of the actual spotter. So this is the ATC, which is the angled version. We also have the STC, which is their straight. The angled comes in at 34.2 ounces and the straight comes in at 34.6 ounces. Quite a difference compared to your 65 millimeter spotters. Most of them are going to be about 50 ounces. So we're shaving 20 ounces. That's pretty phenomenal. And obviously the overall size, the straight comes in at 11.2 inches and the angled comes in at 10.2. So very easy to slide in and out of your pack. The straight is exceptionally easy because obviously side pockets, anything like that can slide in and out very fast. So lastly, I'll get into the color options. So we have the Swaro color, which is this green. It's going to be the same on all their other scopes. They also offer a burnt orange color. So I think for guys that have a tendency to lose their gear items, want to be able to look down and see your spotter right away, fantastic color option. So the main, I guess, range of this scope, we have 17 to 40x zoom by a 56 millimeter objective. We have a objective cap on the back, and then up top we have an eyepiece cap. What I really like, you can simply push down the cap into the eyepiece and it clicks in and stays. It does come tethered, the eyepiece cap. You can take it on or off. When you purchase either of these scopes, you're also going to get a carry strap, so you can mount on one side and then the other and just carry it. So perfect for a day like this if I didn't want to take a pack into the field. The entire scope, we have a rubberized coating. So if you've ever hunted in a cold season hunt, some of those magnesium body scopes can be really cold to the touch, can transfer through your gloves. The rubber definitely helps take that edge off. And then it also helps with the scratches. So definitely take a beating. Very nice that the whole thing is coated in that rubber. Moving up to the middle here is our focus adjustment. The ATC and the STC have a buttery smooth focus system with a very finite adjustment. So very happy with the focus system. I don't feel that I'm interrupting the image whatsoever. I don't feel like the tripod wants to bounce or I'm adding any vibrations. It's just very smooth. We have our main adjustment for our zoom. So like I said, 17 to 40x. Very nice that we're lower than that 20, 25 on most of our bigger spotters, being at 17. So if you're looking at birds, something close up, it's going to help you out a lot, be able to get on target very fast. Another benefit is our wide field of view. So we go up to 186 feet, 1,000 yards. So I like that a lot. And then jumping up to that 40x, we can really zoom in. So no, it's not 50, that 60 where you may need to glass miles and miles away. But I feel 40x is kind of the sweet spot for where most of your mid-tier glass seems to fall off anyway. This 40x is definitely usable all the way throughout. On the eyepiece note, this is built from the ATX and STX modular spotting scope from Swaro. So what that means is we have 20 millimeters of eye relief with this little scope. That means is we have the ability to glass for long periods of time. So that is one of the main ideas of build into this spotter is if we're going to go compact, we want to be able to use it for long periods of times, and that's what that 20 millimeters of eye relief allows us to do. So we're really happy with that. When you compare that to the Kowa 55, this one, by far, you can glass longer and be more comfortable. So big fan of that. Another note on that ATX and STX eyepiece is if you have that scope, if you're into digiscoping, your adapters, whether it's phone scope or maybe an all-in MagView, some of those others, they're going to attach on the same eyepiece, so you don't have to buy any additional parts. So that's very nice. On the ATC and the STC, we're going to have a 3/8 main thread. Then you're also going to get a 3/8 by quarter adapter. So here I have it mounted on my Leofoto BV1 with a 1/4 inch thread for my plate. Mounts up nice. My one gripe, I'd say, of the spotter is the surface area is really small for the plate. So this isn't a spotter where you get that safety push pin secondary spot to where if that plate comes loose, it can't move. This one doesn't have it. So if it was me, this was my spotter, I'd probably put a little bit of Loctite on my plate just to ensure it doesn't come loose in the field. That's just one thing that you kind of have to have a little bit of knowledge about before you go into the field. You want to make sure that's not going to move on you. One thing I'll show you real quick on the STC model. When you purchase either the ATC or the STC, you're also going to get this half shell, which is this black piece down here. These are considered able to glass just with your hands, so being handheld. I personally used it was an STC on a bear hunt. I accidentally forgot a plate, a tripod plate, so I was forced to basically hold it on the top of my tripod, lay over rocks. Still worked great for me. Obviously, you're going to be more stable on a tripod, but you can most definitely glass with just laying over something. But what this plate allows you to do is, one, rest it on anything. So your car window, your truck door, side by side, maybe a pile of rocks, a fence, anything like that. It protects the bottom of the spotter so we're not scratching it, but it also allows us to make adjustment on our focus and our zoom range without basically having to lift the spotter up. So just a little thought out product that they included in your kit that you're going to get. So very cool. Now what we're going to do is talk performance. So like I said, we've had this scope for about a year and a half, and it just seems to grow on us the more and more we take it in the field. I personally used it spring bear season last year, used it on rifle elk last season. The kind of hunts varied very differently. Spring bears, big and open, you're glassing bears, 1,000 to 1,500 yards away. But I'm not needing to count individual rings. I need to know if, okay, by its posture, its size, I can tell it's a big bear. And with this scope, I was able to do just that. My other hunt, being tight timber, I don't need a lot of magnification. The most I'm going to be able to glass is maybe 500, 600 yards. But I want to be able to zoom in and see body positioning or count tines on those bulls. So I was able to do that with this scope, no problem. As far as the zoom range, 17 to 40x, being able to have a very wide field of view was very nice for panning for bears. I mean, they're moving nonstop, especially deer on a late season hunt, elk moving through the timber. That's where that, wide field of view really comes in handy. And then ultimately being able to zoom into 40x and see with crisp quality glass, edge to edge clarity. It's got the swirl vision, your edge to edge flatteners. Yeah, it's pretty dang good. One other thing that you guys can check out, I'll go ahead and put a video link right here. This is a comparison when we first got the spotting scope. So you can kind of see our first impressions of this scope. Like I said, it's grown on us a lot more now that we've had it in the field throughout the last year and a half. But overall, I don't think you can go wrong with this spotting scope. If you're looking to cut weight, have something very small, compact, being able to have a zoom range from 17 to 40x, 56 millimeter objective, swirl glass, you really can't complain. The last thing I'll talk about is just the warranty. We have a limited lifetime warranty on the Swarovski scopes. So that's going to cover basically your manufacturer defects, something in the inside or even outside. If I were to push my tripod over and the glass broke here on this rock, I'm going to have to just pay for the cost to get it repaired. So if you guys have any questions on this ATC or the STC Compact Spotting Scope, feel free to give us a call, shoot us an email. I'll be glad to help. And thanks for watching.